Hi, how's it going? My name is Bob Daboo, here for Open Studio. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about a really fun exercise utilizing our triads. Okay, so just a real quick recap, there's 4 different types of triads. Well, there's 5, but we're not going to get into that too far. There's major, minor, augmented, and diminished. So we'll say those are the 4 most common types. If you're curious, I would consider quartal triad to be another one, but and then there's variations on that, and there's a bunch of different ways to think of it. But the main 4 triads, again, major, minor, augmented, and diminished. So I wanted to share this exercise that's something we've been practicing over at the Bass Access Pass community over here at Open Studio a fair amount, because triads are so crucial, not just for soloing or melody, but for bass playing, making bass lines, and really understanding what we hear melodically and harmonically. So let's get into it, okay? I'll just break down the very beginning of what this exercise is. We'll practice through it a little bit, and then I'll show you another variation on that as well. I've got the PDF for free. Just click the link downstairs. We're also going to be using a backing track to practice along with, so you can get that downstairs as well. You just have to click the link. Super easy. So let's get into it. So here is our first exercise. We're thinking of it in 6/4 and in root position, but really you could make these in any time signature or any different inversions. That creativity is up to you, however you want to practice that. And I, of course, encourage that. Change this stuff up as much as you like. So we're going to start off with an E minor triad, and we're going to play it descending. So E, B natural, G natural, and E again, and then back up. So that gives us measure-wise, or beat-wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll go back to 1 on that E. So how we're going to transform that E minor triad is just to make it major. So we're going to take that G and raise it by a half step to G sharp, giving us this triad: E, B, G sharp, E, G sharp, B, E. So we've done this so far: E minor to E major. Next up is we're going to take that 5th, that B natural, and raise that up by a half step to give us a C, which is giving us an augmented triad now. Okay, so that's E, C natural, G sharp, and E. Okay, so now here's what's up. This is moving, we're going to move up chromatically into the next key of F. Now we're going to start minor again. So we've got F minor, right? So F, C, A flat, F. Okay, so we really just changed one note there, going from the E augmented triad to the F minor triad. So our E augmented again, E, C, G sharp. Now I'm just going to pause there. This G sharp, it's enharmonically also called A flat, right? That would be the minor third of F minor. So that's going to hang on for our next key. The C natural, which was the sharp 5 of E augmented, is now the 5th of F minor triad, right? So we're just changing that root note, moving to F minor. But it's really pretty, right? It flows really well. So E minor, E major, E augmented, into F minor. And it just sounds pretty. It's a really just beautiful way to practice these triads. And we would do the same thing where it goes into F sharp minor. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's back up, talk about that E augmented triad again. Why does it sound like it works going from that E augmented to F minor? And it does flow just really, really prettily. It sounds really good. It flows really well from that E augmented to F minor, which is really cool to know, especially as a bass player. But I think part of the clue here is thinking about that sharp 5. So the E augmented, E, C natural, G sharp, right? Now, if we're heading to F, that C is a big indicator. We're thinking a 5-1 sound, 5-1, right? We're thinking a dominant chord leading into the next chord, which is coming up. So it's kind of like we can call this C augmented, which we can. It's got the same notes in it. E augmented is C augmented, is also A flat or G sharp augmented. They all share the same notes. right? Okay, anyways, so that C leads us really well into F minor. Cool. Let's try this out and go through all the keys. We'll go up from this E, starting here, all the way up to this E flat, and then I'll show you a different way heading back down. Okay, so let's try this out. 2, 3, 4, 5, E minor. Now we're going major, so E major. You hear the chord change there. E augmented, which leads us into F minor, which sounds pretty, right? Into F major, into F augmented, F sharp, minor, now major, F augmented, where are we heading? G minor, G major, now make it augmented, which leads us into up a half step. Major, augmented, into A minor. So it's just really pretty how it flows, right? B flat minor, B flat augmented, which leads us to B minor, B major, to C minor, D flat minor, D minor, we're almost there, D major, D augmented, into E flat, E minor, E flat minor, sorry, E flat major, E flat augmented, which gets us back to E minor, right? But I wanted to pause right there, okay, because we're going to go down in a different way, all right? So that's going up. You notice I didn't say anything about fingerings, and I maybe had a few questionable fingerings in there because I was thinking about talking while doing this. Anyways, no excuses. Find good fingerings that work for you, and if you don't have a teacher to learn these fingerings from, find somebody or come practice with us at the Bass Access Pass. We talk about all this kind of stuff. We meet up once a week and practice things just like this. It's always super fun. We practice with people from all over the world, have special guests on, and the Bass Access Pass also gets you access to all the great bass courses at Open Studio, courses by Christian McBride, Ruben Rogers, by myself, and it's just a great way to get better. All right, so that's enough talking. Let's look at the next exercise, the next variation on this. Instead of ascending, going E, F, F sharp, G, etc., now we're going to talk about descending, but we've got a slightly different way that we're going to change the chord quality, or the triad quality, excuse me. Okay, so with this one, we're going to play the same shape, all right? But we're going to start major. So we're going to play E major triad, starting on this E, and then back up. And again, you could do this a bunch of different ways. You could think about this in first inversion, second inversion, ascending, descending, 2 octaves. It's really up to you to get creative with this. But it's a really fun thing to practice and to hear. Also, if you've got this backing track, just practice singing along these triads with it, or even without the backing track, and really check your ears. See if you're hearing these triads appropriately, or accurately is what I mean to say. Okay? But back to this exercise. It's E major, and we're just starting on E. It's kind of arbitrarily. It works really well with the bass because we started as low as we could. Turn that minor now. And then back up. Great. So all we did to change from major is, of course, again, that third, which is working the opposite way of what we did previously. So major to minor. And now take that minor triad and lower the 5th by a half step to give us the diminished triad. So E, and instead of playing B, we're going to play B flat, that tritone. Do, 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 okay, right? And except what we're going to change is instead of playing E natural for that top note, we're going to play from B flat, leading us into E flat major. Right? So we notice again, just like what we saw in the augmented going up, how it transitions from augmented into minor really well. Diminished here leads us into E flat major really well, okay, from a half step above. And you can think about, there's a bunch of different ways to talk about this. Play through them a bunch and you'll discover them, I think. So, but basically, from that E diminished triad, if I think the third, G natural of E diminished, that's going to hang on for our E flat major triad, right? So that's the third, that's going to stay put. The B flat, which is the flat 5 of that E diminished triad, is going to hang tight and become the 5th of E flat major. The only note we're changing is the higher note from E down to E flat. Okay, so let's play that again. Here is E minor, I'm sorry, here is E major. Now change that into minor. Now make it diminished. Now E flat, same idea, major, minor, diminished. And that would bring us to D, right? Okay, so now let's try it with our backing track here, just to help us hear the harmony as we're playing our notes. Okay, so this will be in 6/4, it's at 100 beats per minute. Again, you can click the link downstairs, get this audio. It's my gift, of course, in the PDF. So just things to practice and really get it together. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E major to E minor. You hear how those chords are changing in the track, right? Now diminished, which leads us to E flat major, to E flat minor, to E flat diminished, which is going to propel us into D major, D minor, D, I was going to say augmented, but diminished, D flat major, D flat minor, you guessed it, D flat diminished, C major. Into B. So it just flows really well, right? It's really pretty. And we're hitting all of our triads by doing this in either direction. B flat, B flat minor, B flat diminished, to A major. But you should be able to hear that from the chord minor, right? Get used to hearing what that sounds like with the chords that are accompanying you. Major, minor. I know you know because we talked about it, but G minor, G diminished, sorry, we're in F sharp, G flat now. Just leading us to F. We're almost done for this portion. Which leads us to E major. Cool, right? And you could do that ad infinitum, again, in different inversions. Great way to do it, different range. Of course, speed it up. If you make this part of your daily routine, maybe a good warm-up daily, that would be just, I think that would really change how we all think about triads, think about our hearing. And again, you can practice this stuff away from the bass just as well. Think about what notes. Okay, what do we have in E major? E, B, G sharp. And I'm thinking descending. What is that descending? You could do this away from your instrument. Sing it away from the instrument. da do bo bo de da da do bo bo de da do do bo do de da da do. Right? And clearly, I'm not a singer, but that's something that we can utilize and really get our ears together, because the better we hear and the better we can reproduce stuff like that internally, and then use the tool of the instrument to get it out. That's what's up. Okay? So if we put the whole thing together and went up, doing the minor to major to augmented, minor, major, augmented, and go all the way up until we hit E again, and then come back down, then that's a really good thing. That's a really, not complete, because you could always make it more, but that's another way to just keep moving this forward, right? So let's just talk about that real quick. So let's do it together. We won't use the backing track for this. Let's just listen to our instruments, okay? So try this with me. We're gonna go up, minor, major, augmented. We'll go all the way up, then we'll come back down. We're doing major, minor, diminished until we get back down to E, okay? Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So E minor, E major, E augmented, which is of course to what? F minor. And obviously this could be done on any instrument, any harmonic instrument that is. We're just putting it on the bass, and it's kind of starting in a bass-centric place, starting on E. Where's it? F sharp augmented, G minor, G major, G augmented, or E flat augmented, A flat major, A flat augmented, which is also E augmented, leading to A minor, right? So I'm not going to run the risk of messing up by talking. So A augmented leads us into B flat minor, into B flat major, B flat augmented, B minor. You know what's up. B major, right? To C minor, C major, and finding different ways to finger this stuff too is a good idea, right? You should be able to do it a few different ways, so we don't struggle when it's time to play it. We're at D major, right? Here's D augmented, E flat major. Sorry, that should be E flat minor into E flat major. See, I was talking, I messed myself up. E flat augmented, which leads us to E minor. Let's make this major, right? And now go back to E minor, and we'll do our diminished going down. So here's E diminished, E flat major, E flat minor, to E flat diminished, D major, D minor, D diminished, D flat major, D flat minor. So we've done these going up, but we haven't done those diminished, right? C major, C minor, C diminished, B major, B minor, of course B diminished, B flat, B flat minor, B flat diminished. It's just pretty. It just, I don't know, it flows so well. It's fun to do too. A great way to warm up. And it's making triads pretty, which they should major, G minor. You still doing it with me? F sharp major, almost there. F sharp minor. F sharp augmented. I'm sorry, that should be F sharp diminished. See, I was talking. F major. F minor. To F diminished. I'm sure you didn't mess up, so my bad. I'm not trying to mess up your practice. That's back to E major, E minor. Stuff going, and you keep going with it, right? Make it faster, get it to where it's just second nature. You don't have to think too much about it. And we want to know these triads like the proverbial back of our hands, but man, I don't know if I could identify the back of my hands from anybody else's. It's something essential that we as bass players have to have together. So find some other, once you get comfortable doing this, find some other creative ways to practice this, range wise, tempo wise, doing it with a bow, just singing it. It's a bunch of great options. So anyways, just wanted to share that. Thanks for watching, and happy practicing. Once again, my name is Bob DeBoo for Open Studio. Stay safe. Peace. Bye.